What if I go to hell? I can't be intimate with my husband anymore. We're going to lose our home. What will happen to my children? This pain makes me want to end it all. You wouldn't let your dog live like this. You killed him. You killed my friend. Death and dying is emotive. It is raw. I'm just going to let you sit with those statements. Not your everyday garden variety workplace conversations, are they? All of them I've heard in my time as a nurse. How would you respond to them? What would you want from the person, the nurse, you told them to? Now, what I don't want you to think is that my days are filled with these intense conversations. They're not. There are plenty of beautiful moments, of laughs, of happiness. I feel the need to counterbalance them with some light-hearted, beautiful examples. Standing in the toilet, celebrating a long overdue bowel motion with a patient, his wife, and their daughter. Helping with the reconciliation of an estranged father and son. Helping a 14-year-old fundraise for the Cancer Society by performing her own composed music after the death of her mother. Holding the hands of a semi-conscious patient to my belly while she felt my unborn child kick and squirm. Being present. Whether it's for tears, for smiles, for death, there is an art to being present. There is an art to doing nothing but being present. Which brings me back to those opening statements. Often they are rhetorical. Often there aren't answers, and if they aren't answers I can provide on my own. Palliative care, as with all specialities, is interdisciplinary. The nursing role is complementary to those of other disciplines to ensure good outcomes for our patients and their support network. We need to ensure we don't work in silos. I recently read an article in the Nursing Times about palliative care by Robert Baker. He stated that suffering and dying is a multidimensional experience related to physical symptoms, psychological distress, existential concerns, and social relational worries. My opening comments give real-life examples of this statement. What if I go to hell? I can't be intimate with my husband anymore. What will happen to our children? We're going to lose our home. This pain makes me want to end it all. You wouldn't let your dog live like this. You killed him. You killed my friend. It's multidimensional. Physical, psychological, existential, and social relational. I think importantly, what we need to note is that not all those areas are my area of expertise. I would be naive and also negligent to believe I could alleviate suffering on my own. I would also be on a hiding to nothing, because I believe self-care is one of the most important things we can offer our patients. I'd like to emphasise that suffering and dying is not the exclusive domain of specialist palliative care. The National Institute of Clinical Excellence in 2004 states it can be argued that nursing and palliative care are natural partners, and that the knowledge and skills required in this area are applicable to all nurses. People die in many different environments, and all have a right to supportive and palliative care, regardless of diagnosis or circumstance. I have cared for dying patients and their families throughout my career as a nurse, and whilst now I have the title of Specialist Palliative Care Nurse, this is by no means where my journey began. Embracing the palliative care approach is not dependent on complex medical interventions, specialist environments, or a plethora of medications. Note, when I made reference to the positive experiences in my job, I wasn't referring to high-tech environments with lots of drama and the excitement you might see in a glossy American drama. I believe that one of the most important aspects of caring for someone who is dying is recognizing the uniqueness and the lifetime of experiences that make up the person in front of you. Understanding the complexities of what makes up the person in front of you is the starting point of developing a strong nurse-patient relationship. From here, the rest should fall into place. I'm not saying you should be soulmates, because that would bring up a range of professional, personal issues. What I'm saying is that you need to recognise the individuality of the patient, their family, and their situation, and be non-judgmental. So what is palliative care? To paraphrase the World Health Organization definition, it provides relief from pain and other distressing symptoms. It affirms life and regards dying as a normal process. It intends to neither hasten nor postpone death. Integrates the psychological and spiritual aspects of patient care. Supports patients to live as actively as possible until death. It uses a team approach to support patients and their families. Recognises that support continues for families after death. Will enhance quality of life and may positively influence the course of an illness. Is applicable early in the course of an illness and can be in place concurrently with therapies intended to prolong life, and includes investigations needed to better understand and manage distressing symptoms. It's multidimensional, physical, psychological, existential, social, relational. And whilst I know that not all these areas are my area of expertise, it is important for them to be integrated into my care. To summarise, I believe that to be a competent palliative care nurse, you need to nurture strong nurse-patient relationships by recognising the uniqueness of the patient, their family, and their situation. Be non-judgmental and aware of the importance of boundaries. Empower your patient and their family to live life to the best of their abilities. Recognise the importance of a strong interdisciplinary team. Understand the power of your presence. Integrate the principles of the World Health Organization definition of palliative care. Recognise the interconnectedness of the fundamentals of palliative care in everyday nursing. And, I believe most importantly, ensure your own self-care, as this is the most important thing you can offer your patient. Robert Becker also stated that nurses have a privileged experience that may lead to existential growth and job satisfaction. Personally, I have experienced this. I have learned much more from the patients, the families, and the experiences I have encountered than any lecture, textbook, or conference could teach me. I believe that generally my life has been enhanced by these encounters. Not one day is the same. No day is predictable. And that's because we're dealing with human beings. Complex, multidimensional, emotive beings.